What the somebody in there with you?
No.
These are some of the most unsettling clips ever recorded. I've searched through countless videos to bring you only the most intense moments, so viewer discretion is advised. Let's start with this first terrifying encounter. A concerned mother explains that her young daughter, Cora, has recently suffered from frightening night terrors. Their doctor suggested she record one of the episodes to better understand what might be happening. So one night, she begins filming and ends up capturing something far more disturbing than restless sleep.
I'm scared.
Scared? Are we scared, baby? Come on, you pickle. Come here, pickle. Come on, pickle. It's okay. There's the vent right there, baby. See? The vent pushes the door. You're fine, okay? Are you a big girl? You're scared, just remember. Baby Lenny's here, Mommy's here. We're all gonna be together in the same house. It's gonna be okay. Let's go to bed. What's wrong, Cora? Sweetie, what are you afraid of? You're scaring me, honey. I don't see anything.
As she gently guides Cora back toward her room, the bedroom door suddenly swings shut on its own. She shrugs it off at first, assuming it's just the air vent. But when they reach the room, Cora refuses to go inside, staring toward the window in frozen fear. Moments later, the blinds slam shut violently, sending both mother and daughter running in panic. Later, viewers notice something the mother missed entirely. As she reassures her daughter, a faint whisper seems to respond. A tiny voice layered beneath the moment.
Pickle. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
But when she reviews the footage more closely, she realizes something else. The air conditioning wasn't even on when the door closed. That explanation is suddenly off the table.
So the AC was not on when the door closed. It's very loud, and you can hear it coming from the vent.
Skeptical viewers claimed the blinds must have been remote controlled. In response, the mother uploaded another clip to prove they aren't. And that's when things got even stranger.
So I'm coming into the room to show you the blinds, which I have opened back up to demonstrate how they are closed. It's not electronic, it's not battery powered, it's that's not creepy. I'm trying my best not to freak out. So, to close these blinds, you have to touch it and close it like that. That is the only way to close these blinds. There are no batteries or remotes here at all. No wires. You have to touch it and you have to close it like this. And there's no way I could have done that since I was standing on the opposite side of the room. And there is no way I could have closed all four at the same time.
Shaken by everything that's happened, she says the family plans to move as soon as they can. But what do you think? Is little Cora being targeted by something darker? Or is this all an elaborate hoax? You decide. On August 19, 2016, a group of 12 divers descended into the underwater cave systems off Palinuro, Italy. Among them, 3 highly experienced divers, Mauro Camardella, Mauro Tancredi, and Silvio Anzola. All 3 had spent years exploring these waters. Camardella even owned a local dive shop. This dive should have been routine, but Palinuro's beauty hides danger. Beneath its crystal-clear entrances lie twisting tunnels, silty floors, and tight chambers where visibility can vanish in an instant. That morning, the group planned a training dive near a rock wall known as Immersione Aretusa. This area contained multiple cave openings, tempting but risky. At some point during the dive, Camardella, Tancredi, and Anzola broke away from the main group. Whether it was curiosity, confusion, or miscommunication, they entered a restricted cave known as La Scaletta, the Cave of the Ladder, infamous for its depth, tight passages, and deadly silt. Inside, the floor erupted into a cloud when disturbed. Visibility dropped from crystal clear blue to absolute black. Without a guideline, the most crucial safety tool in cave diving, the 3 men became trapped in a labyrinth of dead-end tunnels. At 10 a.m., the rest of the group surfaced safely, but the 3 never returned. Rescue divers were dispatched immediately, but found themselves fighting impossible conditions: zero visibility, tight restrictions, and tunnels narrow enough to snag equipment. After 4 exhausting hours, 2 bodies, Camardella and Tancredi, were found in a silt-filled chamber, cut off from any possible exit. Recovering Anzola took nearly a week. He had become wedged in an even tighter passage deeper in the cave. The tragedy stunned Italy's diving community. All 3 men were highly skilled divers, but not certified cave divers. Expertise in open water doesn't translate underground. In caves, one mistake can erase all experience. Experts later concluded that a combination of silt, disorientation, loss of visibility, and panic sealed their fate. 3 respected professionals, lost in a place that punishes even minor errors. Finn Creaney was a 33-year-old survival expert from Scotland's Pitcairn region, a man who didn't just teach bushcraft, he lived it. Through his school, Wildcat Bushcraft, he taught children how to forage, build shelters, cook over fire, and understand the rhythms of the land. He also shared his knowledge online, slowly building a loyal audience that admired his calm, grounded approach to the wilderness. But one day, that same wilderness swallowed him completely. On March 25, 2022, Finn was dropped off on the B873 road near Loch Naver in Sutherland. His plan: hike 45 miles south to Golspie while documenting bushcraft techniques for an upcoming YouTube video. His family expected the trip to take more than a day, so when he didn't arrive immediately, no one panicked. But 3 full days passed, and every call to his phone went straight to voicemail. His father filed a missing person report, still hoping Finn was simply delayed, or had broken his phone, or had taken shelter somewhere remote. But that hope didn't last. Police launched a massive search. Officers scoured the areas around Loch Naver. Drones were deployed. Helicopters swept the hills. Nothing. Not a footprint, not a scrap of clothing, not a single clue. Finn's disappearance even aired on a British missing persons program. Still nothing. Months turned into a year, and yet Finn's father, Mark, refused to give up. He searched the landscape again and again, day after day, week after week. Then, 19 months after Finn vanished, he found something: Finn's backpack, partially hidden in the bushes along the bank of Loch Naver. Though Mark never revealed everything inside, the discovery led the family to one heartbreaking theory. Finn may have attempted to swim across the loch as a shortcut and drowned. For months, they kept searching for his body, but eventually, they made the agonizing decision to stop, to accept that Finn was truly gone. But the internet wasn't convinced. Why would an experienced survivalist attempt such a dangerous swim? Why take a shortcut so early in a long journey? Why risk everything when he still had miles to go? Speculation exploded. Did he vanish intentionally? Did he end his life? Was foul play involved? Or did the wilderness simply overpower him? The truth is, no one knows. No evidence has ever appeared. No body has ever been found. To this day, Finn Creaney's disappearance remains one of Scotland's most haunting modern mysteries. Hannah Rose Moody was a 31-year-old YouTuber and influencer from Scottsdale, Arizona. Known for her strong Christian faith on YouTube and her vibrant hiking adventures on Instagram. She moved to Arizona just 6 months earlier, and the desert quickly became her sanctuary. Several times a week she hit the trails, exploring the rugged beauty of the McDowell Sonoran Preserve. May 21st was supposed to be no different. She woke early, drove to the Gateway Trailhead, and began the 4.5-mile loop, a moderately challenging trail with rocky inclines she had tackled many times before. Confident she would finish in under 3 hours, she even made plans to meet friends for lunch. But Hannah never showed up. At first, her friends assumed she was running late. But hours passed with no messages, no calls, and no signs of her. It was completely unlike her. By 7:50 p.m., worried that something was seriously wrong, they drove to her home. Her car wasn't there. The house was dark, the door locked. They called the authorities immediately. Her car was found exactly where she left it, parked at the trailhead. Search teams mobilized quickly, helicopters, drones, canines. But the darkness eventually forced them to halt operations until sunrise. The next morning, the search resumed with even more urgency. At 12:05 p.m., a helicopter pilot spotted something devastating. Just 600 yards off the trail lay Hannah's body, face down on the desert ground. She had been dead for several hours. There were no signs of foul play, no signs of a fall, no signs of intoxication. Nothing explained why such an experienced hiker never made it home. The truth came from the weather. The temperature in the region had soared to 102 degrees Fahrenheit, around 39 degrees Celsius, the day she hiked. Investigators concluded she likely suffered a heat stroke, became disoriented, wandered off the trail, and collapsed in the desert sun. What began as a routine morning hike ended in a tragic accident, one that serves as a painful reminder of how unforgiving heat can be, even for experienced hikers. Her Instagram and YouTube posts, once full of life and beauty, unknowingly became her final goodbye. And that video was recorded by a man named Jesus Vargas, a police officer working overnight patrol in Nayarit, Mexico. One night, while driving through the quiet streets with his partner, the two came across something deeply unsettling, something that made them doubt what they were seeing with their own eyes.
No manches, sí, mira lo que estamos viendo nosotros ahorita a las 3 de la mañana.
Inside the grounds of a closed school, what appeared to be 2 children were seen playing in the courtyard, before suddenly screaming and running off. What made the sight disturbing wasn't just the timing, long after the gates had been locked, but the appearance of the figures themselves. Cloaked in darkness, they looked more like silhouettes than real children. Even with flashing patrol lights illuminating the yard, their faces and clothing remained completely hidden. With no explanation for how they got inside, or how they vanished so quickly, the officers searched the entire perimeter. No footprints, no movement, no sign of the children at all. The next morning, they contacted the school. After a full walkthrough, staff confirmed that no one had stayed behind and all students had gone home the previous day. Still unsettled, the officers returned at night to check the area again.
Esta es la escuela. Ahorita le vamos a mostrar la puerta donde se miraron. Lo que se miró, no quiero decir qué es lo que se miró. Es esta. Esta es la puerta. Ya está una lona que no sé qué quiere decir. Vamos a bajar. Ay, cabrón, la chingue. Ese es el cancel. ¿Verdad? Esta es la escuela por dentro. Son los salones.
They patrolled the same courtyard, the same corners, the same gates, but everything was normal, silent, empty. There were no reports of missing children that night and no families searching for anyone. So the question remains, who or what did they see? For Jesus and his partner, the answer feels chillingly clear. They believe the figures may have been the spirits of children tied to the school, replaying whatever their final moments once were. On the afternoon of October 19, 2020, what began as a routine welfare check in the quiet town of Thornton, New Hampshire, unfolded into one of the most unsettling police encounters ever captured on body camera.
Ethan, stay in there! Ethan! Stay in there, Ethan!
Just hours earlier, Officer Matthew Yao had spoken with 37-year-old Ethan Freeman in the lobby of a local school. Freeman had reported chest pain and requested an ambulance.
Ethan, what's going on?
What's going on? I'm having a heart attack.
You're having a heart attack? What's going on, dude?
I'm having a heart attack.
Okay, can you tell me what you're feeling?
Palpitations, and I'm
All right.
feeling like I've got a lot of heart pain.
Okay.
Chest pain.
All right, just stay still for me, okay?
Yep.
He has a history of it in his family. He has no allergies.
Okay.
Yep.
All right,
He
listen.
may have some amphetamine.
Yep.
He's Hep C positive.
Okay. All right, Ethan, as you know, I wear a body camera, okay? Listen, I'm asking you, is there any needles on you right now I need to know about?
I just have this.
What is it? Okay. No needles this time? Okay.
Nothing.
All right. When's the last time that you used?
I used like 4 months ago.
Okay.
Though anxious and visibly worn down, he had been calm, polite, and cooperative. Nothing about that earlier interaction hinted at danger. Nothing suggested that before nightfall, the same man would be at the center of a deadly confrontation. Later that afternoon, a 911 call came from a homeowner on 4-wheel drive. Freeman was bleeding, highly distressed, and again asking for medical help. With no backup immediately available, Officer Yao responded alone, expecting another attempt to help a man in crisis. But as he approached the apartment door, the atmosphere shifted immediately. Using the same steady, familiar tone as before, he called out to Freeman, hoping to re-establish the earlier rapport. This time, however, the response was drastically different.
Police department. Ethan, it's Officer Yao. You okay? Ethan, what's going on? Ethan.
Fucking suicidal, dead.
Hey, what's...
There's feces everywhere. I need you to call the cops and paramedics to get me a fucking rescue team right now.
Ethan, it's Officer Yao from Thornton Police.
Yes, come in here and get me to the hospital.
What's going on?
I have a fucking asshole that's bleeding out like a chicken, and I have a goddamn fucking mouth that's full of feces, and I have a dick that's hard, that's not hard, that's fucking soft.
Do you have any weapons on you right now?
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, what do you got?
My dick in my hand. You got a problem with that, bitch?
Hey, it's Officer Yao, dude. What's going on?
You're a cunt faggot.
Hey, you know me.
Suck my fucking dick.
Hey, you know me, dude. What's going on?
You're a cunt.
Hey, Ethan! Ethan! Drop that!
Shouting erupted from inside the apartment, erratic, angry, and fragmented. As Officer Yao moved cautiously toward the doorway, he was met with a scene that set every alarm bell ringing.
Ethan! 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 Thornton 3, he is naked and threatening my life. Ethan! I am the police, you know me!
Stock 6, copy that.
I just saw you this morning, dude!
It doesn't matter, I'm coming out there to kill you.
Well, why am I gonna bring the paramedics then?
Freeman stood naked, bleeding heavily, gripping a splintered piece of furniture like a weapon while hurling violent threats. The sudden volatility forced the officer to retreat, draw his service weapon, and call for backup, all while trying desperately to calm the situation from a safer distance. From inside, objects crashed, shattered, and another threat echoed every few seconds. Still alone, Officer Yao continued talking to him, trying to reach the same reasonable man he had met earlier. For a moment, it seemed possible. The shouting shifted, the tone wavered. But whatever control existed vanished in an instant.
Hey! I want to help you!
What? I don't care what you want.
I want to help you!
Cunt-faggot-ass fucking queer Asian bitch.
Ethan, come on!
What was the update?
Paramedics now.
I did call the paramedics.
That he is threatening
Yeah,
PD.
but they're not going to come over here if you're being like this.
And 10-5, I'll be
Ethan? Ethan!
Where is he?
Ethan, stay in there! Ethan!
3, I'm out.
Stay in there! Ethan! Ethan, stay back! Ethan, stay back! Stay back! Ethan, stay back! Ethan, stay back! Ethan! Shots fired! Shots fired!
Without warning, Freeman hurled himself through one of the apartment windows, exploding into the open air. Naked, blood-covered, and now entirely fixated on the officer. As he hit the ground, he shouted a final warning. "You're dead!" Then he began advancing. The body cam captured the terrifying progression second by second, the officer backing up as fast as the uneven ground allowed, issuing command after command to stay back, while Freeman pushed forward, ignoring every order. The distance between them closed rapidly. 10 feet, maybe less, far too close to draw a taser. No time for a baton, no room for error. Yao was already in retreat, and Freeman was still coming with unmistakable intent. Believing he was moments away from being overwhelmed, and fearing Freeman would seize his firearm, Officer Yao made a split-second decision. When Freeman charged within dangerously close range, the officer fired 2 rounds in rapid succession. Freeman collapsed immediately. Emergency responders arrived soon after, but the injuries were fatal. The encounter, from the first shouted threats to the final seconds of the charge, was preserved entirely on body camera. The homeowner who had called 911 witnessed the final moments firsthand. Investigators later reviewed the footage frame by frame, interviewed everyone involved, and pieced together how a welfare check spiraled into a deadly confrontation within minutes. In the aftermath, the video prompted difficult questions about mental health crises, police training, and the razor-thin margin officers face when responding alone. It highlighted a reality often overlooked. Calls for help can evolve into life-threatening situations in seconds, leaving officers with no support, no time, and no safe alternatives. What happened on 4-wheel drive remains a stark, haunting reminder of how quickly a moment of aid can turn into a fight for survival, and how body cameras capture not just the outcome, but the impossible decisions made in the moments before. The YouTube channel Action Adventure Twins has built a reputation on pushing limits. Owned by identical twins James and Edward, their exploration videos always leave viewers wondering what boundary they're going to cross next. Caves, abandoned shafts, flooded mines. If it's dark and dangerous, they're almost guaranteed to be there. But in one particular video, things went from epic adventure to they should have never gone down there in a matter of seconds. It began inside a massive marble mine, an underground world hidden beneath the earth, flooded in cold, crystal-clear water. The twins and a small group of friends brought kayaks, lights, and for one member of the group, the world's smallest scuba tank. The environment was eerily peaceful at first. Their voices echoed off towering stone walls. Water dripped steadily from the ceiling. Ancient machinery, long abandoned, sat rusting beneath the surface, like relics from another century.
Oh. Okay.
Yep, okay, that almost fell. Oh, look, there they are down there.
It's really cool.
How's it set up here?
Oh, good. You made it.
Dude, this is, yeah, I made it. This is feeling nice, man. Got my scuba tank. Water is perfectly clear. I'm not sinking. Those are the things. Oh, this is badass. Look how clear that water is. Yeah, it's like a waterfall dome or something. It's just falling from the ceiling. Everything about this place is just awesome.
There they are. As they paddled deeper inside the mine, the beauty of the place only grew more surreal. Waterfalls poured from the ceiling in shimmering sheets, their kayaks floating through pitch-black chambers that felt untouched by time. Everyone was amazed, the kind of amazement that quickly blinds you to how dangerous your surroundings truly are.
Holy crap. Oh, I found another machine. And I see a third machine. There's machinery underwater.
Feels good, actually. Feels good.
Feels good.
Feels good.
Yeah. All right, we are heading to another spot. Yeah, I can tell.
Alright?
Yeah.
When you get to the top, just reach over to that edge and pull yourself up like that.
Eventually, they reached something different. A vertical shaft, a deep, narrow hole disappearing straight into blackness. A ladder ran down the side, swallowed midway by the flooded depths. The kind of place no one should be curious about. But of course, someone was. One of the group decided he wanted to dive down and see how far the shaft went. So he clipped on the tiny scuba tank, took a breath, and descended. One attempt became two. Two became three.
It's scary, right?
Yeah.
You're descending into the depths of despair. hard to tell what's going on down there. But he's made it at least 10 feet. I can tell that. And he's still going. Alright, he's coming back up. No, he's still going down. For some reason. Oh, here he comes. Dang, I thought you were a goner for sure.
Heck yeah, man. Oh my gosh. That was freaky. Oh my gosh.
You went down far. You went down far, dude. Wow.
I used up every bit in this tank. You used it all?
Yeah.
Every freaking bit.
Each time he pushed deeper until his tank was empty. He surfaced grinning, bragging that he'd gone maybe 20 feet, using every last breath in the tank just to see what was down there. But the moment he broke the surface for the final time, everything changed.
Yeah, literally I got to the point where it's like a little circle right here. It opened up into the tank.
I don't even know what's going on around me anymore. That pipe just started moving.
Oh my god.
What happened?
I'm obviously thinking this whole thing starts shaking like violently.
I saw it, and then I felt it.
Oh my god. Okay, if that happened while I was down there, I would have been a goner. Because I would have started freaking out.
Well, I still want to know what happened. The whole thing moved. It's embedded in rock, too. That's not just going to move.
The whole thing is just shaking.
Whew.
That's scary.
We got to get out of here, guys. I thought the whole mine was coming down, for sure.
Yeah.
The entire structure began to shake. Rumbling boomed around them like thunder trapped underground. Even the pipe beside the shaft began moving. Not drifting, not settling, shifting. It was as if something was pulling or pushing it from below, making the whole assembly tremble in a way that absolutely should not have been possible. Even the twins froze in place, unsure if the mine was about to collapse. If that shaking had started while he was still underwater, disoriented and low on oxygen, it could have been fatal. No one had an explanation. The shaft was embedded deep into solid rock. It wasn't something that should shift even an inch, let alone violently enough to be heard and felt. And whatever triggered it happened only after he had gone as deep as his tank would allow. The group didn't wait around to find out more. They packed their gear in panic and started paddling toward the exit, still shaken by what they'd witnessed. Later, reviewing the footage, even they weren't convinced by their own rational explanation. Had he disturbed something mechanical? Or something alive? Something living deeper in the mine, beyond where their lights could reach? He risked his life diving into that shaft. That's clear. But what exactly did he disturb down there? Some unknown creature? A trapped pocket of air? A structural shift triggered by movement? Or something far stranger living in the pitch black beneath the mine? Let me know what you think was waiting in that darkness, and what could have caused that pipe to move like that. Whatever it was, one thing is certain. He definitely shouldn't have gone down there. For decades, the thrill of a roller coaster ride was anchored by the safety of a seat. You sat down, you locked in, and you held on tight. It was a formula that worked flawlessly. But in the 1980s, amusement parks began experimenting with a new kind of adrenaline rush by asking a radical question. What if you didn't sit at all? What if you stood? In 1984, Six Flags Over Mid-America, now Six Flags St. Louis, decided to give it a shot. They took the River King mine train and converted it into one of the country's first stand-up roller coasters, naming it Railblazer. It used much of the same track, but the trains were swapped for new upright cars equipped with futuristic restraints meant to keep riders standing as they flew through high-speed curves. It was marketed as state-of-the-art, but in reality, the ride barely lasted 3 weeks.
In St. Louis, Missouri, the Railblazer stand-up roller coaster has not rolled 1 inch since Stella Holcomb lost her life while riding it Sunday night.
On July 9th, Stella Holcomb and her husband Carl, visiting from Indianapolis, got on the Trailblazer, riding in the very back row. Their teenage daughter and her boyfriend were just in front of them. But halfway through the ride, right after the second lift hill, where the train twisted into a tight spiral, Stella was gone. According to Carl, they had been holding hands when the car jerked violently, and Stella was ripped from her seat, nearly pulling him out with her. Witnesses saw her fly from the ride, hit a tree, and fall to the ground below. She died later that day. When the train pulled back into the station, all of Stella's restraints were still locked in place. Park officials claimed she must have fainted. Maybe her body just went limp and she slipped through. But Carl didn't buy that. His wife had no medical history to suggest that, and the autopsy backed him up. Rumors spread quickly. Some even pointed fingers at Carl, though there was never any evidence to support those claims. The far more likely truth was that the Trailblazer's restraints were fundamentally flawed. They could appear locked, yet they couldn't actually hold someone during the wild turns. Trailblazer was shut down almost immediately. The stand-up cars were scrapped, and the track was restored to its original sit-down form. The entire experiment was over in less than a month. In this next clip, Alicia Galvan stands inside one of the park's historic 1930s log cabins, the kind of place where time seems to hold its breath. The wooden walls, darkened with age, give the cabin a stillness that feels almost preserved, as if the past hasn't quite let go. While her boyfriend casually films their visit, treating it like any other stop along the trail, his camera ends up capturing something far more unsettling than either of them expected.
This place is so cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
What the somebody in there with you?
No?
The fuck?
Behind Alicia, a pale, human-shaped figure seems to drift through the dim interior of the cabin, gliding in a slow, deliberate motion, before fading into the shadows and disappearing entirely. There are no clear features, no sharp edges, just a soft white silhouette moving with a strange smoothness, almost as if it were passing between two different moments in time rather than walking through a room. The clip has left viewers debating ever since. Did they capture one of the park's long-told ghost stories on camera? A spirit said to wander these old structures? Was it a trick of the light filtering through the gaps in the logs? A reflection? Or perhaps something added in editing? Whatever the explanation, the moment lingers with an eerie weight, inviting the same question we always come back to. What do you believe they caught in that cabin? High on Life was one of YouTube's biggest and most energetic travel groups. Over 600,000 subscribers, more than 400 videos, and a decade of wild, joyful adventure. Since 2011, their channel showcased cliff jumps, tropical oceans, sunken ships, and the relentless pursuit of a simple motto: if you can, you should. They lived it every day. They built a career out of inspiring people to explore the world, to get outside, to appreciate the short, vibrant life they were given. But on July 3rd, 2018, everything changed. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police reported that 3 people had been swimming in one of the natural pools at the top of Shannon Falls. They slipped, lost footing, and were swept over the edge, falling roughly 100 feet. Hours later, the victims were identified: Riker Gamble, Alexei Liak, and Megan Scraper, Alexei's longtime partner. Riker and Alexei were core members of the High on Life team. Megan was family to them. Authorities later confirmed that Riker and Alexei had jumped in to rescue Megan after she slipped into fast-moving water. All 3 were swept over the falls in the attempt. Their deaths stunned the entire YouTube community. Rumors circulated that the trio may have been filming a video at the time, but this was never definitively proven. What was certain was the heartbreak left behind. The remaining High on Life team posted an emotional farewell video, a raw, painful tribute to their friends, filled with stories, tears, and gratitude. A GoFundMe created to cover funeral expenses raised nearly $30,000, supported by viewers who had traveled the world through the group's lens for years. After 5 tribute videos, the channel continued posting travel content, honoring the spirit of Riker, Alexei, and Megan, who had always believed life was meant to be lived boldly. Their last upload was 3 years ago. The loss of the High on Life trio remains one of YouTube's most devastating tragedies, a reminder that even the most beautiful landscapes can turn deadly in an instant. Now that was all for today, folks. If you enjoyed these horrifying clips, click to see more on the video on screen.